The Creative Collective is a networking group for creative businesses. And this is their podcast.
Oh, hang on.
You can't do it.
This is different.
I like that you had to look at that hand too. episode 26.
Can you imagine what's going to happen when we get to say 100? I mean, it's going to be all the jazz hands,
So
isn't
many
it?
hands. We have to get some foam fingers.
It'll be so many jazz hands that it takes up to 20 minutes and then it's done. Anyway,
Nice.
that's something to look forward to for when we reach the century.
Can't wait.
Episode 26, straight into it. We are talking about marketing that actually works. And you've got you said you've got a curveball just before we were rolling. So let's go with that.
Yes.
And then we'll go.
And the reason is because I was part of a marketing panel the other night. So I was one of the, I hate doing this, experts.
Mogul.
One of the moguls.
You are a founder. So.
Founder. I'm a CEO, etc. An ETC.
ETC?
etc.
Oh. I thought it was just like a new acronym for CEO or whatever.
I don't know that one. My business knowledge is lacking. I was part of this panel and people were asking, what are the best forms of marketing? And obviously the conversation immediately diverts to, well, I do cold emails.
Okay.
I do social media. I do, I can't remember what the other one was, but there was 3 sort of big ones.
The pillars.
But I'd made a list of all these different things that perhaps other people don't really think about, or they're not immediately obvious that they're marketing sort of thing. So the one that I wanted to mention straight away, is very apt, is going on podcasts. It works. And using the Creative Collective as an example, I don't think we both went on it. It was on, what did we, on Liz's podcast, Liz Drury's podcast.
I'm glad I've made such an impact. Yeah, we did.
Well, I think I went on that before the Creative
okay.
Collective started as well,
Okay.
and then we went on as a couple. Sounded brilliant.
We'll come back to that, but we also did a podcast. This was about 6 months ago that seemingly has never been released.
Did we? Who was that with?
Well, not going to name
Okay.
names, just because I can't remember their names.
That's why.
It was a couple, husband and wife.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
I do remember that.
Yeah. Never seen the light of day. So
Well, they just hated us, obviously. Yeah. But who didn't hate us was a listener of Lizzie's podcast.
Yeah.
Because they came along to the group for the meetings and then joined as a member. And they specifically messaged me saying, "Oh, I heard you on Lizzie's podcast. Can you tell me more about the Creative Collective?"
Okay.
And yeah, so that works. Going on podcasts works. It's just another form of getting yourself out there, which is what marketing is.
Yeah. Okay. So your number one for you is not number one, but something to think about is podcasts. Yeah. And it's actually doesn't take too long, especially if you're a guest. You turn up, you talk about what hopefully you know a lot about, and then you move on.
Or like us, you turn up and talk about stuff you don't know much about.
Absolute
Just
amateur,
wing it.
absolute amateur out here. But generally speaking, you're going to know what you're talking about. Okay. What about in your business? What works for you?
What works for me? In terms of ROI?
Yeah. Let's go
rather
with
than the other things that might come.
Yeah. Pure return on investment.
So, SEO. So obviously, it's quite important to have a website so you can somewhere to direct people, somewhere to find you and contact you.
Do you think it's quite important, or do you think it's vital?
Vital.
Yeah, I would say it's
Did I
vital.
say vital then? I mean, my lips stuck together as I went to vital. Vital. It's vital to have a website.
And vital as well.
You got a website, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a website? Yeah, see, all of us. It's 100% sample rate.
100% vital.
So it's very, very important.
Yeah, I would say it's vital.
But a lot of people will stop there and don't think anything further than having that presence, which is, that's step 1 for me. Step 2 is SEO. I started off not having any SEO. Then I tried to do it by myself and watched loads of videos, spent more time trying to work out how to SEO my website than doing actual work. And that was the first thing that I outsourced. I think I've spoken about this before.
Yeah.
It was the first thing I I outsourced, and when I was doing it myself, my stats went up a little bit like that. But when I outsourced SEO to someone who was an expert at doing it, they went whoop like that. And this month, I've had more work through my website than from any other direction.
Okay. And as it stands, how much do you pay per month for SEO?
I pay £150.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah. Okay. And have you always paid that amount, or you scaled it up, ramped it up and down?
So just with the company that I use now, so they charge £50 an hour.
Yeah. So they give your website 3 hours attention a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm very, very happy with that service, and it's paying more than paying for itself, and has done for quite a while. I think I had I started off with 2 hours a month, but we had a chat and I was like, look, it's not really, you can't get into the meat of things as much. I was like, well, how about 3 hours?
How did you come up with that?
Do you want to make an offer? Yeah, so I will always say SEO. If you want, if you need more, but it is a long game, much like networking, we know is a long game. But SEO it kind of turns into, once you've done the work on your website, and if you're doing sort of maybe a blog every month or something like that, SEO for me is more like passive income in a way.
Well, it's the lead equivalent of passive income, because it's all the work is front loaded and then it just ticks over.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's my biggie, I think, is SEO.
Oh, that's interesting.
And obviously networking.
Yeah. Well, we'll come to networking. Definitely come to networking. How
about you? What works for Benjamin Film Photography?
Branding. Well, it's changed. It's changed over the years, and I think that's probably quite an interesting discussion in itself, how your marketing changes over the years. Because at the start, when you're very green and you don't really have a client base and you don't really have too much of a portfolio, the way I got work was just messaging people saying I'm new. If you can think of any projects, it'd be great to take you out for a coffee. And I just set up, and over about 6 months, I had an aim of contacting 5 people every day.
Absolutely.
This was at the very start.
Did it work?
Direct mail. It did work. Yeah. I mean, I got work, and in a very different way to SEO, that's a very quick win, because if that email lands in the right spot at the right time, yes, we've got something next week. When can you start? Whereas as in SEO, yeah, it's a bit of a creep, isn't it? So that's a start. I don't do that anymore. However, I know that if I'm ever changing direction slightly in the business, I could do a mail out, and I know that works, but it's very time consuming. But the ROI is there. I keep a record. It's not very. I sort of dip in and out, but I try and keep a record of where all my leads come from and number of leads and everything. Now, which is lovely, the vast majority is networking. Well, 3 things: networking, referrals, and repeat work. So referrals from people that I've done work with, word of mouth, and repeat work, which is lovely, because I'm in a situation now where if I'm doing a project and it's taking a long time, well, I've reframed that project into, this is marketing. Because if you nail that and it's a positive project and the client loves it, well, then it's the best marketing that you can have.
Yeah.
Because if you get an email saying, and I had this the other day, someone said, "Oh, we saw your videos that you did for such and such, and we went to them to get their number." That's amazing. Job didn't come off in the end, but
that was such a good lead in, just to have the floor taken from beneath me.
And me when I got that email.
That was my final point that I wanted to make on that marketing panel. but the meeting ended before I could say it. But I should say it now. Was if you just do good work,
That's help.
that's the, like exactly what you just said. That is the ultimate form of marketing, because you can use that work to put out there. People will come back to you. People will find it and listen to it or watch it or whatever it is. If you can just do good work and be someone that people want to work with, you are the product as well as what you're creating.
Yeah. Well, it's how far you want to dive into this, isn't it? Because if you're thinking
we've only got 10 minutes.
Exactly. But from my point of view, or videographers or photographers, the marketing is even on shoot day as well. Like how, not only the shots that you're getting, but how you are with people and the experience that you're giving with people. And if you're easy to work with, because people will remember that. And obviously if the product's good as well, that's another tick. But I think we've had this chat lots of times about how good your work actually needs to be to make a decent living. And I don't think it needs to be that good. I think it needs to be to a certain level, the industry standard.
A 7 out of 10?
7 out. If you can, I would say, if you can average 7 out of 10 on most things in your business, you're going to be running a very good business. I would go as far as that, because it just means that there's no glaring weaknesses and you're just solid.
Nice.
And if you're averaging that, even on a bad day, it will still be good enough. Yeah.
Love that. So like a John Aldridge, not an Ian Rush.
Yes, John Aldridge, just a solid 7. Never had a really not a particularly high ceiling, not a very low floor. Just box standard 7 out of 10.
Nice.
That's a great early 90s football
I was
reference.
Desperately trying to think of 2 footballers.
Just 2 footballers.
Just 2
And you went for John Aldridge and Ian Rush.
They played for Liverpool, didn't they? And had similar moustaches as well.
Okay. So so let's talk about networking then.
Yeah.
Because I think this is, obviously we're going to say this. We are preaching to the choir. But even before TCC, even before the Creative Collective was even thought about, we would both do networking. And
it's how we met.
Yeah, exactly. I genuinely think in the age of social media, and let's talk about social media in a few minutes, actually, after this, because I'd like to have a chat with you about that, because, you're very good at it, but it'll be interesting to know a bit more. Anyway, in the age of social media and in the age of content, I genuinely think that if someone said to me, what's the number one thing I can do right now for my business in terms of networking? And of course, it would depend on their customer base. I would say networking. Get out there and have conversations. That is the best marketing you can do. But it's difficult to do, and it puts yourself out of your comfort zone a lot, especially at the start. And I think the perception is it's lots of middle-aged blokes in a room quaffing coffee.
I mean, it is that.
There's
a lot of that.
Of course, there really is that. But then it's about picking your groups, isn't it? Picking the groups that are right for you. But networking. Let's have a chat about that. What's that brought to your business?
Some jobs. I said this to Michael from the group yesterday, that networking now is more, I don't look at it in terms of getting work. I do it for the people, the support that comes from it. I just enjoy it, I think. I don't think I'm going to go to a networking event. I think I'm going out to see some people, to hang out, sort of thing.
So let me ask you a question then. If you joined a networking group and it was, let's say, £1,000 a year, let's just say that, a good amount, whatever that would be, and you got support from it, you got a sense of community, but you didn't get a single bit of work,
That's a good question.
would you still go to that group?
First of all, I don't think I would pay £1,000 to join a networking group. Out of principle. Because why would it? Where's that going?
But okay, 500 quid.
Let's not get bogged down with that. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Because most of, and this is really selfish, but most of the value that I've ever had from a networking group is from the Creative Collective. But that goes back to finding the right group for you. It just so happens that the right group for me is the Creative Collective.
The one you started.
Well, it's I don't know if we've said this on the podcast before, but the way it started was I wanted a group like that. I knew that would be the right type of group for me. And I searched for months and couldn't find any. So I messaged, I think, 6 or 7 people that I'd worked with or knew through other groups. You was one of them. And everyone said, no, sorry. And you said, no, sorry, so let's start one.
I was the 6th or 7th.
Yeah. It's like, fucking 3 weeks he's taken to respond.
Really scraping the barrel of your contact list.
I messaged everyone at the same time, actually.
Okay.
Apart from you, who I messaged first.
Cheers.
And if you hadn't have said that, then I would have still been looking for a group to join. So in terms of, it comes back to finding the right group for you. And I'm just very fortunate that it happens to be this one that, is just on my doorstep. I've been in other groups before and after, and I've never had a really bad experience in a networking group. They've all had high points and low points and whatever. But there's never been one that has just hit me, right in the heart.
Yeah.
And that's the people.
Yeah.
That's the people in it. Eventually, you have to try loads. Well, you might not have to try loads. You might find the right one straight away, but you'll know if it's really good. I've just left another one. It was okay, but it was just okay.
Yeah. I think if we're bringing this back to kind of marketing, apart from, I class TCC as something totally different because it is, I could not make a penny from TCC and I'd still love it. So that I get different value from TCC. But for the other business networkings that I do, I know that if it wasn't, I do get value from it in terms of conversations I'm having, but I know 100% that if it didn't make any financial sense, I wouldn't do it. Because that's why I go to those. That's not to say that there's not residual value.
Yeah.
But prime, I'm seeing that as advertising. I'm seeing that as marketing.
I have stayed in, because I didn't actually answer your question, by the way, but would you stay if you didn't make any money?
Oh, yeah.
I think it depends on the price point. £500 sounds like a lot of money to not make money, to pay to hang out with people. I don't know, I think is the honest answer.
The other thing is knowing when to leave potentially.
Yeah.
Because if it's like a monthly rate that you're paying, subscription, you say, well, I'll just give it 3 more months because, who knows? And it can just go on and on and on.
But there's other factors why you might not want to stay in a group as well, though. Time. It only takes one person to come in and ruin the feed of a meeting. And I've left groups that I have made profit on for other reasons. Not because I haven't got work, because I have got work. I've left for other things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it does. But yes, networking does work. I have made money through networking, and I know that you have as well.
Yeah. Okay. And sort of circling back to where I'm keeping track of leads. Yeah. I've got quite a lot of work from networking, especially if you're making, say, the first contact in networking, you're doing a job for them, and then they refer on. And then it's a domino effect, isn't it? Okay. Well, we're running out of time. We actually haven't mentioned social media. So what I'm thinking is maybe we just do a standalone episode at some point on social media, the pros, the cons, and everything in between.
I won't need you here for that one.